Ava Morgan arrived at the old Victorian mansion just before sunset. The house stood at the top of Willow Lane, like a forgotten giant, tall, dark, and strangely alive. The kind of house people crossed the street to avoid. The kind that looked like it kept its own secrets. She shut her car door and stared at the place her grandmother had left her. Wind rattled the windows even though the air was still. The porch swing creaked like someone had just gotten off it. Ava swallowed. She didn't scare easily, but this place felt wrong. Or maybe it was because the entire town had whispered the same sentence at her grandmother's funeral. Don't stay in that house alone. Ava climbed the wooden steps. Each board groaned beneath her weight. She slid the old iron key into the lock, the key her grandmother left in the will, and turned it. Click. The door swung open on its own, like the house had been waiting for her. Inside smelled like lavender and dust. Antique furniture. Faded pictures. Dim lamps that flickered the moment she stepped in. "Hello," Ava called softly. No answer, but the house shifted, a subtle, cold breeze crawling across her arms. She hugged herself, stepping deeper inside. This is just a house, she told herself, but then she heard it, a faint humming, a woman's voice. Upstairs, singing a lullaby she hadn't heard since she was a child. Ava froze mid-step. Her grandmother used to hum that exact tune. "Grandma," she whispered. The humming stopped instantly. A soft, fragile whisper floated down the stairs. Ava's blood turned cold. Before she could run, someone knocked on the front door. Sharp, urgent, fast. She yanked it open. A man stood there, tall, dark hair, stormy green eyes. His expression was tense, like he was torn between warning her and pulling her out. "We need to talk," he said quietly. Ava blinked. Do I know you?" He shook his head. "No, but I knew your grandmother. My name is Elias Carter." Ava frowned. Her grandmother never mentioned him. "Why are you here?" Elias glanced past her, eyes locking onto the stairs, where the humming came from. His jaw tightened. "You heard it, didn't you?" Ava hesitated. "Heard what?" Elias stepped closer, lowering his voice. "Ava, you shouldn't be inside this house alone. Not now. Not tonight." Ava felt her throat tighten. "What's going on?" Elias exhaled, running a hand through his hair. "This house doesn't behave for strangers. And it doesn't welcome new owners. Especially ones who don't know its truth." Ava crossed her arms. "You're scaring me more than the house." "I'm trying to help you," Elias said softly. "It's dangerous here, after dark." As he spoke, Ava noticed something. His hands were shaking, not from cold, from fear. Suddenly, the front door slammed shut behind her, locking her and Elias inside. Ava jumped. Elias grabbed her arm protectively. "Oh no," he whispered. "What?" Ava demanded, backing closer to him. The air grew colder. Lights flickered. Footsteps echoed softly on the second floor, slow, deliberate, dragging. Ava looked up the staircase, trembling. "Elias, who's up there?" Elias didn't take his eyes off the stairs. "The house isn't haunted by ghosts," he whispered. Ava stared at him. "Then what is it haunted by?" Elias swallowed hard. "By a memory that refuses to die. A memory tied to your family. And now tied to you." Ava staggered back. "Why me?" Elias turned to her, eyes full of something she didn't expect. Concern. And something deeper. Something protective. Something personal. "Because your grandmother trusted you," he said softly. "And because the house chose you." Ava's heart pounded. The upstairs footsteps grew louder. Too loud. Elias grabbed her hand. "Ava, look at me," he said, voice urgent but gentle. "You're not safe. Not unless I'm with you." "Why you?" she whispered. He hesitated, then whispered the words that froze her to the core. "Because the house called me here too." A cold whisper floated from the upstairs hallway. "Ava, come back upstairs." Ava gasped, gripping Elias's hand tightly. He pulled her closer. "We're not alone," Elias murmured. The lights went out. Pitch black. Ava felt Elias squeeze her hand, the only warm thing left in the house. The whisper came again, right behind them this time. "Welcome home." Darkness swallowed the entire mansion. Ava couldn't see anything, not the walls, not the staircase, not even Elias beside her. Only his hand, gripping hers, warm and steady, reminded her she wasn't alone. But the house felt awake now. Alive, breathing. Somewhere in the darkness, the whisper returned. Ava, soft, sad, calling her like a mother calling her child home. Ava pressed closer to Elias. Tell me that was just my imagination, she whispered. It wasn't, Elias murmured. Stay close. A faint light flickered to life, not the lamps, but a glowing candle at the top of the stairs. Its flame swayed unnaturally, as though touched by something unseen. Ava swallowed hard. That candle wasn't there before. I know, Elias said. She looked at him. Then who lit it? Elias didn't answer. Instead, he slowly guided Ava backward into the hallway, away from the stairs. But the candlelight brightened on its own, and the boards on the staircase creaked as though someone were descending. Ava couldn't breathe. Elias, someone's coming down. I know, he whispered. Who? This time, he looked straight into her eyes, deep green, steady, protective. The house is showing you something, he said. It doesn't want you to leave. Ava shivered. Why me? Why not anyone else? Elias hesitated. Because it remembers you, he said softly. Your grandmother lived here. Your mother grew up here, and something happened in this house that tied your blood to it. Ava's head spun. My mother. She left when I was 5. Elias nodded, and she ran for a reason. A cold breeze swept down the staircase, brushing Ava's cheek like fingers. The candle went out. The footsteps stopped halfway down the stairs. Silence thick in the air. Ava whispered, Elias, please tell me you can see something. I can, he whispered back. What do you see? He leaned close, his breath warm against her ear. I see a shadow, he said, tall, thin, standing between us and the front door. Ava's heart slammed against her ribs. Is it a person? No, Elias whispered, not anymore. The darkness shifted like a shape drifting along the floorboards. Ava's voice shook. Why are you helping me? Elias finally turned to her, his features barely visible in the faint ambient glow of moonlight leaking through the windows. Because I promised your grandmother I would. Ava froze. What? You knew her? Yes, Elias said. I'm not a stranger here. I used to visit her years ago, before she fell sick. Ava stared. My grandmother never mentioned anyone. Elias's voice softened, almost pained. She didn't want you involved in this house. She tried to protect you. Ava's breath trembled. Protect me from what? Elias opened his mouth to answer, but the shadow on the floor suddenly stretched toward them, fast and snake-like. Ava gasped. Elias pulled her behind him instinctively, shielding her with his body. Stay behind me, he said sharply. The shadow froze, then slowly shrank back up the stairs, almost as if it were retreating. Ava whispered, why is it leaving? Elias didn't move. Because something else is coming. Right then, the lights flickered back on. All at once, Ava shielded her eyes. When she looked again, a woman stood at the top of the stairs. Not a ghost, not a shadow, a woman, wearing an old white nightgown, hair long and tangled, face pale as moonlight, eyes black, not empty, but holding something Ava couldn't name. Ava stumbled back. Elias. But Elias was staring at the woman, not with fear, but with recognition. Ava, he whispered, don't scream. Why? Because this is your mother. Ava felt her whole body go cold. My mother. Her voice cracked. She's alive. Elias swallowed hard. She never left the house, he said. She was trapped, held here. Ava stared up at the woman, the figure watching her with empty, aching eyes. The woman whispered, voice trembling like broken glass. Ava, don't let him take you, like he took me. Ava shook her head, tears forming. Who took you? Her mother's eyes flicked to Elias. Ava jerked back in horror. Elias stepped forward, hands up. Ava, wait. Ava's voice shook violently. Elias, what is she talking about? He didn't answer. The woman on the stairs whispered again. He's not here to help you. Elias's jaw clenched. Ava, listen to me. I'm not your enemy. Then who are you? She whispered. Elias looked at her with a pain that didn't look fake. I'm the only one who can get you out alive. Ava stumbled away from him. Her mother's figure flickered like static in an old TV and began descending the stairs slowly. Elias backed toward Ava. Ava, don't go to her, he said urgently. She's not the mother you remember. Ava's breath hitched. The temperature dropped further. Her mother, or the thing that used to be her mother, stepped onto the bottom stair and lifted a trembling hand toward her. Come with me. Before he takes your soul to Ava's heart fractured. Her mother, Elias, the house, everything twisted around her. Ava, Elias whispered, voice tight with emotions she didn't understand. Choose carefully. Ava's voice trembled. Who do I trust? Elias finally looked straight into her eyes. You trust the one who's afraid to lose you, he said quietly. Ava felt her breath catch. Her mother whispered, don't believe him. He belongs to the house. Ava froze. The air tightened. Two hands reached for her. One warm, one cold, one alive, one dead, one human, one cursed. And Ava realized this house didn't trap ghosts, it trapped hearts. Ava stood frozen between two worlds, her mother on the staircase, pale and trembling, and Elias beside her, eyes filled with a fear he wasn't hiding anymore. Two hands reaching for her. Two truths pulling her in opposite directions. Two dangers, both real. The temperature dropped so suddenly that Ava saw her own breath in the air. Her mother whispered again, voice trembling, Ava, please, don't trust him. He belongs to the house. Elias reached out, voice low, urgent, almost breaking. Ava, look at me. I'm not your enemy. You have to believe me. Ava's heart pounded so loud she could hear nothing else. Stop, she cried. The house reacted instantly. The lights flickered. The walls groaned. Somewhere above them, a door slammed shut on its own. Ava backed away, hands shaking. Both of you stay where you are. Her mother lowered her hand, her face twisting in pain. Elias stayed still, but his jaw clenched like he was holding himself back from running to her. Silence filled the halls, heavy and suffocating. Ava's voice trembled as she looked at her mother. Mom, if you're alive, why didn't you leave the house? Why didn't you come for me? Her mother's eyes flickered with grief and something darker. I tried, she whispered, but the house, it kept me. It keeps every woman in our bloodline. Ava's stomach tightened. What do you mean, keeps? Her mother stepped down another stair, her shadow stretching unnaturally along the floor. This house was built on a ritual, she said quietly. A ritual my great-grandmother broke, and since then, the house takes one woman from every generation. Ava felt her knees weaken. Why? Why the women? Her mother's lips trembled. Because we're the ones who hear it. Ava swallowed. Hear, what? Her mother's gaze flicked to the ceiling, as if something was listening from above. The whisper. Ava felt ice crawl down her spine. Elias stepped forward. Ava, don't listen to her. She's not telling you everything. Ava spun toward him. Then you tell me. Right now. What aren't you saying? Elias's expression hardened, not in anger, but in pain. He ran a hand through his hair, pacing once, then turning back to her. I didn't come back to this house by accident, he said. I was born here, Ava. Ava felt her heart stop. Born here, Elias nodded slowly. My family was the house's keeper. My father, my grandfather. Generations of men bound to protect it. Ava backed away from him. So my mother's right, she whispered. You are part of the house. Elias stepped closer, voice tight. I walked away from it. I left, I ran. I tried to break the tradition. He looked at her, eyes shining with something deep and raw. But when your grandmother got sick, she called me. She told me the house would come for you next. Ava felt tears gathering. My grandmother knew. Yes, Elias said softly. And she made me promise to keep you alive. Ava shook her head, overwhelmed. But why would the house want me? I've never even been here until now. Elias stared at her for a long moment, then said the truth he'd been holding. Because you're the first woman in your bloodline who can break the ritual. Ava's breath hitched. How would I break it? Elias swallowed hard. That's the part neither of us wants to accept. Her mother's voice shook Ava. The house doesn't want to kill you. Ava turned, stunned. Then what does it want? Her mother's face softened with unbearable sadness. It wants you to stay. Ava stared. Forever. Her mother nodded slowly. It wants a keeper, a voice, a heart it can hold. Ava felt her lungs tighten. A prisoner, she whispered. Her mother closed her eyes. Yes. Elias stepped in front of her instantly. No, I won't let that happen. Her mother lifted her head sharply, black eyes narrowing. You can't stop the house, Elias. No man ever has. Elias clenched his fists. I'm not here as the house's keeper. I'm here for her. Ava's breath stilled. Her mother looked between them slowly, painfully, and whispered, It's too late. You're already tied to her. Ava frowned. What does that mean? Her mother's voice cracked. When a man meets the woman chosen by the house, his fate binds to hers. Ava's pulse spiked. Fate bound. How? Elias stepped closer, voice low. full of something that shook Ava. "It means," he said quietly, "if the house takes you, it takes me too." Ava's chest tightened. "Elias, that's why I'm here," he whispered. "That's why I'm fighting it. Because losing you means losing everything." Her mother screamed suddenly. "Don't believe him." The house shook violently. The staircase trembled. A picture frame fell and shattered. Elias grabbed Ava's hand. The moment they touched, the entire house roared. Wind slammed through the halls. Lamps burst one by one. The front door locked with a horrifying finality. Her mother staggered, clutching the railing. "Ava, don't touch him. The house reacts to connection." Elias pulled Ava behind him as shadows swarmed the ceiling. "Ava," he shouted over the roaring wind. "Do you trust me?" Her mother screamed. "He will get you killed." Elias shouted again. "Ava, answer me." Ava looked from her trembling mother to Elias, standing between her and the darkness, willing to fight a house that kills men like him. Her voice broke. "Elias, I don't know who to believe." The house groaned like something ancient was waking. Lights shattered. Shadows condensed into a shape. A figure descended from the hallway above. Tall, monstrous. Ava screamed. Elias grabbed her waist, pulling her close. The shadow reached its hand toward Ava. Elias locked his arms around her and whispered fiercely in her ear, "I won't let it take you." A cold voice drifted from the walls. "Then it will take you both." The floor cracked open beneath them. Darkness rushed upward. Elias held Ava tight as the world ripped apart. Ava cried out his name, and the house swallowed them.